This is so scary. I tell you, this is going to blow you away. You're going to be so scared when you look at this. You're going to say, this is ridiculously complicated. I can't handle this, you're going to say. But it's not nearly that complicated. Um, you can stop that. There are lots of videos that explain this stuff. I'm going to close this, but you could open that later on if you wanted to. You can also click down here to open up information on videos. But there's a lot of tutorials on how this works. This is a project management tool. These are all the tasks to complete the project. Each of you who are already on the system are listed in here to be required to do the task. Some of you are not on here and you need to email me and tell me to put you on this project plan. But it's very simple. Here's a task, sign the intern agreement. Everybody's already done that. So the task is right here on the 18th of March. Wow. So it's a little bit out of date. I think we could probably move this over. Let's move it over. I'm going to move it over to like the 9th, even though some of you haven't even started yet. So I'm going to bring this over here. So these are all under the same day for getting started. These are very simple tasks that should take you very little time. So it's possible for all of these tasks to be done on one day. This last one might take a little more time, so let's drag it over one more day. Over there. Okay. And this task, it should be moved to the right. So this is, learning how to use this program. So I'm not making it go all at once. Instead of making you do it one day, you can do many different tutorials over time. See these lines here? These lines are connecting tasks. That line tells us that you can't do this second task until you complete the first. They're called dependencies. We've created these dependencies, and if you notice, when I first moved this task over, everything else moved over too. That's because of these dependencies. Now also you might notice, if you're looking closely, that this task doesn't have any dependency. That's because I don't want you to stop moving forward until you've done all the tutorials. You don't have to. It's not necessary to do all the tutorials in order to do your other tasks. Let me answer the question that many of you have. Why do you need a project management tool? You're not a project managers, you're instructional designers. The answer to that is you really are a project manager. When you start a project, someone's going to ask you when you're going to complete it. And you're going to tell them, I'll tell you that after I do my needs analysis, because that's going to give you a better understanding of what you have to do. So you're going to give a date on when the course is going to be complete. If you don't complete it by that time, you're going to look terrible, especially if you don't complete it and you don't say you're not going to complete it until the day it's due. You say, oh, that, I don't think I'm going to do that until June. That's going to be a few months down the road. That's not a happy day for you because you'll be out the door. So when you have a tool like this, you can see where you are in the project. You can tell that you're behind or ahead. And if you can tell that, then you can let them know maybe 2 months beforehand. You say, well, I either need a little more help on this project, some more support, writers, graphic artists, developers, people to help me with this project, or we need to push back the delivery date for these reasons. And you better have some good reasons. But you have to keep track of these tasks, and you have to know what's supposed to be done today. And you have not just one project, but like me, I have all of these projects. But you won't have anywhere near that many, but you might have 3. And believe me, 3 will drive you nuts. I mean, there's a lot of tasks to do. Let's imagine that you have a task where someone else is supposed to do something and you can't move forward until they do it. Well, you can put that task in here. You right-click and insert a task and say that somebody has to do that task. There's a date they have to have it done, and there's a dependency. You can't move to the next step until they've done it. An example of a task like that would be a stakeholder's review of content, particularly when you're coming to storyboard. you're not going to do development until the stakeholder says he likes what you have in mind. And your SMEs have approved all of the information you put in. They said, this is correct. It's not up to them to have an opinion on how you express the information, but the accuracy is up to them to confirm. Okay, so back here, this is the task. This is the person assigned to the task. This is the % complete the task is. Now, this would be a lot easier, by the way, if there was only one person doing a task. You can mention that you did it. I mean, you could change it to 100%. But let's say there's 10 of you, like there are in this course, and 2 of you have done your task. What are you going to put up here? You could put, 2 of you could each put 10% up there. But it's still complicated, difficult to keep track of. Now, thankfully, you can come over here to this bullet, this bubble on the end here, and you can just write in here and type in done. And then click enter and get away from there. So everybody knows you did it. And you do that for each task you do, then people know who's done it. Now, this column here, sometimes a task requires steps. Set up team camp profile. Let's see what that has. That's just a done. Somebody put a done in there they shouldn't have. So that doesn't count. We should have said that, so here one task is create a password. That's one. The second one is upload a photo. Okay, so those are 2 tasks for setting up your Team GAN profile. Not too complicated. All right, but down here, this one here, where is the one that has a whole bunch? Well, it's not on this project. I didn't do it. Change password, upload image, introduce yourself in the Team GAN Starshine line. I don't know why these are all, oh, I see. They're checked off by somebody. They're not really done yet. So there are 3 things. For your EDU on Go profile, change your password, upload an image, introduce yourself in the Team Starshine Lounge. That's really important. Please do that. Let people know who you are. Where do you come from? What's your dreams? Why are you in the internship? Why do you like this whole subject of instructional design? That kind of stuff. So pretty easy, really. I know it looks complicated. This is just a visual representation of what's over here. Here's the name of the task. Sign the intern agreement. Here are the names of the people assigned. It spreads all the way across. And you can see when a task is due, So I hope you find this as simple as I do, but if you're overwhelmed to begin with, pat yourself on the back and say it's going to be okay, because it is, okay? So let's go back to that. We have looked at the files, and we've looked at EDU on Go, and we looked at Team Starshine. The only thing left to do is to go to your Gmail and find the Team Starshine chat. Now, you should see a dot on here, or you might see Thomas Garrett and a dot, because that's me inviting you to the Team Starshine chat. And the Team Starshine chat is where you can talk to each other and should talk to each other, Like when we're talking about meeting times and, I'm not going to be able to come to the meeting or something like that, let people know.